It was a cold December morning in 2009 when 30-year-old Steven Koecher, a mild-mannered and deeply religious man from St. George, Utah, drove into the quiet suburbs of Henderson, Nevada, and vanished without a trace. The disappearance of Steven Koecher isn't just a missing persons case. It's a haunting story of a young man who seemingly walked into the void, leaving behind a parked car, a pair of sunglasses, and 1,000 unanswered questions. No signs of struggle, no confirmed sightings, no definitive clues, just the unshakable feeling that something deeply unsettling happened. In the most ordinary of neighborhoods, Steven Koecher was a man of routine and principles, a graduate of the University of Utah and a devout member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He believed in living a life of purpose and honesty, but by the end of 2009, Steven's life had taken an unexpected turn. He had recently lost his job in Salt Lake City. Unable to find stable employment, Steven moved to St. George, Utah, where he lived in a small apartment. He took on odd jobs and struggled financially. His phone bill was overdue. His rent was behind. Yet, friends and family reported that he remained hopeful and determined to make ends meet. But what led him to Henderson, Nevada, nearly 2 hours away, on December 13th? At approximately noon that Sunday, Steven's white Chevy Cavalier was caught on surveillance footage, pulling into a cul-de-sac in the Sun City Anthem neighborhood, a quiet retirement community. Footage then showed Steven calmly exiting his car. Dressed in a white shirt and slacks, he appeared to be carrying something, possibly a portfolio or a folder, and walked down the sidewalk out of frame. He never returned. That was the last known sighting of Steven Koecher. His car remained parked for 2 days before it was reported. Inside were his sunglasses, a gift-wrapped Christmas present, his cell phone charger, and a flyer for a window washing business he had been promoting. His wallet and cell phone were not in the vehicle. Steven's phone continued to send signals from cell towers in the area for more than a day after he disappeared, suggesting it was still on, and possibly still in use. But no calls were made, no messages sent. What makes Steven's case so chilling is not just the lack of evidence, it's the contradictions. He had told his mother that he was heading to Las Vegas to find work, yet he didn't tell any friends. He didn't mention it to his roommate. There was no job interview on record, no contact with local businesses. So why was he in Henderson? Investigators uncovered a puzzling trail. In the days leading up to his disappearance, Steven made several seemingly aimless road trips across Utah and Nevada with no clear motive. He drove hundreds of miles, staying in his car overnight, visiting places where he knew no one, and making almost no phone calls. Was he meeting someone? Running from something? Or was this part of a job hunt, more desperate and erratic than he let on? A deeper look into his background revealed no ties to crime, drugs, or dangerous associations. Steven was clean, a former missionary, a choir singer, a journalist, but even good men can harbor secrets. Some have speculated that Steven may have been leading a double life, possibly struggling with private conflicts he didn't feel safe discussing. Others suggest he may have witnessed something or gotten involved in something over his head. There was one strange clue, perhaps the most perplexing of all. Shortly before he vanished, Steven's car was seen on surveillance footage circling the Sun City neighborhood several times. He passed through the area on multiple occasions in the days before his disappearance. Was he scouting the area? Was he meeting someone there? Despite extensive canvassing, flyers, interviews, and national exposure on shows like Disappeared, no trace of Steven has ever been found. No eyewitnesses, no physical evidence, just that eerie image of him walking down a suburban sidewalk, never to return. The desert outside of Henderson is vast and unforgiving. If foul play occurred, The terrain could easily swallow the truth, but there's no blood, no body, no confirmed crime. It's as if Steven Koecher simply ceased to exist. His family refuses to believe he took his own life. They describe him as optimistic, resilient, and deeply spiritual. He had made plans for Christmas. He had dreams of starting fresh. Suicide didn't align with the man they knew. Yet the absence of answers fuels the fire of imagination. Some theorists suggest he may have entered witness protection. Others believe he may have had a mental health crisis and is now living off the grid. A few cling to the hope that he chose to walk away from his old life for reasons only he would understand. But there's no evidence of any of that, just silence. Over the years, his family has maintained a website, held vigils, and pleaded with the public for tips. Despite more than a decade passing, they've never stopped searching. Detectives admit the case is cold. There's been no movement, no new information, but they continue to keep it open. The community that last saw Steven remains quiet. Some residents still remember the young man who parked his car, walked calmly away, and never came back. We often think of evil as something loud, chaotic, marked by screams or struggle. But sometimes it wears the mask of normalcy. A sunny street, a quiet Sunday, a man walking with purpose, disappearing without sound. Steven Koecher's story reminds us that not all mysteries are buried in the dark corners of the world. Some unfold in daylight, under blue skies, and still remain unsolved. Where does the case stand today? No credible leads have emerged in recent years. His bank accounts remain untouched. His phone and digital footprint offer no closure. In 2020, his case was briefly revisited during a wave of renewed interest in cold cases, but nothing substantial came of it. His family remains active in keeping the case alive, hoping that one day a witness might come forward, a forgotten detail might resurface. Until then, the question lingers: what happened to Steven Koecher?